Everyone hits a bump in the road. What do you do with it? Be inspired as we explore the ways people experience, navigate, and manage the ups and downs and twists and turns in this road trip called life. Welcome to another episode of Bump in the Road. The basic podcast is always free. We also have a premium subscription called Bump 2 that lets you listen in on extended behind-the-scenes conversations with our guests. Check it out at www.bumpintheroad.us. Sultan Deniz used to be a banker, but over time, the banking world didn't satisfy her soul. She turned to meditation, which led to yoga, which led to a reevaluation of her life, and eventually to a new career as a personal coach. She radically changed her life, and now she helps entrepreneurs and others find their true self. Her consulting practice follows the adage of whatever your heart is searching for, longing for, is already inside of you. Please welcome Sultan Deniz to Bump in the Road. Sultan, welcome to Bump in the Road. If you would, tell us your story.
Thank you for having me. It's really my pleasure. And yes, I was a banker for more than 14 years, and I was paying too high of a price. I realized over the time I had several burnouts, though I really loved my job and the industry. And I left after 14 years. And the first year I went deeper into meditation, what I already did during my banking time. And I finished my book, My Ocean of Life for All Searching Souls. For You, it's lyrics style. And in the second year after that, I started my premium coachings for female-led businesses. And it was all about the power of meditation.
How did you get into meditation? Because you were meditating for 6 hours a day.
Yes, that was during my banking time when I think I already was bumping into one of my first burnouts without realizing it. And then meditation, it found me and I loved it from start. Like it hit me. And I went so passionate. It is as if life comes some invisible force and reminds you of your truth, what you're really about, that there's more than work to life, that there's more than what you're doing. And it was so strong that I really passionately went at least 6 hours, sometimes a day for 2 or 3 years. And then in between, now I'm back to, I would say, normal times. And I wouldn't want to miss it.
For a lot of people, meditation is daunting. How did you start? And what type of meditation or meditations have you tried, and what do you use?
My start was Kundalini Yoga. I did the teacher training as well. And really, I'm still convinced that, to me, my journey was about it. It guided me to the meditation, and in fact, it's the healing version, healing arm that comes out of, or more or less is integrated into Kundalini Yoga. But I think the people who are practicing it, they know it, but not everyone does. It's called Satnam, and it's a healing method, and I take the meditations that go with it. It more or less it found me. And I believe if something is meant to be in life, it will happen. And this definitely to me was something that was meant to be for me. And I really love it. The Satnam version, the meditations that come with it, because it goes so, so deep. It's about getting to the point of where your mind is totally calm, at peace, where you are at peace, and you just surrender. You surrender to something bigger than what we are. So that's priceless these days, right? Where everything is about hustle, about noise, about fighting and struggling and uncertainty, the uncertainty out in this world. So summarize it, the one thing is Satnam, and I also practice Vipassana meditation, and then my own roots. I mix it up a little bit, but that's more the philosophies that come with it.
I was talking to a friend of mine who had tried meditation several times, but she was never able to get to that point of quiet. What can I tell her, or how can I encourage her?
It's 2 or 3 things. I hear this really a lot. That's one of the biggest thing I hear over and over again. The first thing is, please just keep it up. If you feel like you're trying it by yourself, then I really encourage you to get maybe a guided meditation where we have where we guide you through the meditation, and I invite you to just try to listen to it and go with the flow of what comes through. That's number 1. Number 2, I hear a lot from those beautiful people like you are telling me, when one of the things why they just quit when they tried it 1 time or 2 times is they think that they immediately need to hit that I'm at peace, I'm totally in silence point. That totally can happen, but not necessarily. Remember, this is like practice thing too. Just like when you go to the gym, you're practicing those meditative muscles. You're reminding your body, mind, soul, spirit about what you are about to do. So it's practice. And what comes up a lot as well when you practice the first time or second time or the first times in general is that your mind gets distracted and that you have a lot of things in mind. Whilst you think your intention is, I started this meditation to be at peace, quiet, and everybody is telling me you're more in silence and that racing mind stops. But here I am, and my mind is even worse. It's even talking and racing more. And just be aware that this is part of the journey and practice. You just breathe through. You learn to breathe through, because what happens is now that's about to go a little bit deep, but I will share that sentence definitely with you, is your ego mind, your negative mind starts to rebel, starts to talk with you, and wants to keep the control. Let me put it this way. So just breathe through the process, and you will get there with every step that you take. And take the small wins, just like you take the big wins. It's the same. It's just like in life, right? So just keep going, to summarize it.
I think those small steps can be monumental. They take energy to put into place, but once you have that energy in your life, things can start moving. And meditation's a great example of that. You know, it's interesting when you're talking about people and their monkey mind and they feel that their mind is so busy. That may be the first time they recognize how busy their mind is.
Exactly, 100%. And as you say, number 1, it's the small steps. And when they get into meditation, as you say, they realize how busy their mind is. I call it that really, really racing mind. And to be honest, that monkey mind voice, it is there. We have, like in our negative mind, it just is there. But that doesn't mean that we can get over it, that we can, meaning balancing it out more. That's more the correct term I want to use here, because just give yourself that grace to grow into it. It's so beautiful. It can give you absolutely that peace of mind, that your mind will be more calm. Your spirit will be more calm and more at peace. Even your blood pressure will be lower, can be lower. You're more at goodwill with other people. And that's, as you say, those steps can be small. They can be so not obvious, but they add up until you will get to one point, and that can happen very fast, where you realize, wow, I am more aware of my thoughts, my negative mind, when my monkey mind is there, I'm more aware of, oh my God, I have so many thoughts during the day, and probably most likely they keep repeating. I have the same negative thoughts and habits, and they keep repeating. So, and that observing gets you to the point of when we get to the point of observing, that's also the point where we tap into that more peace. And that's the point where it will allow us, or the energies, I call it the energies, start working for us, and we can, and our life starts changing for the better. And that's one thing definitely that will happen. So I encourage you to start, try, or keep going, go deeper, regardless of wherever you are on your journey. It can always go deeper. It's worth everything on earth.
Yeah, I think finding peace is one step to a more conscious life. And you have some journaling exercises that are just wonderful in your book. And you talk about reframing and resetting your subconscious. What does that mean?
That reframing and restructuring, it has two sides. First, thank you for pointing that out with journaling. That's a big part where you can always go with when you meditate, and you can, at the beginning, you could start even with a blank piece of paper, but definitely you can go with a journal. Always have a journal at your side. It will really help you to realize, to observe yourself, because so often I find people out there, especially these days, are just, it's still a world of a little chaos out there and uncertainty. And it helps us being aware. It helps us to get grounded. It helps us to comfort ourselves and our nervous system. And it helps as well, like meditation, journaling combination. I have several ways to combine with meditation, but to name it in this combination right now, to reframe the journaling, meditation, definitely powerful combination for reframing and for restructuring. And it's proven, just want to add this one in because it just pops up, that neuroscience has confirmed that repetition is a very powerful tool. Repetition is a powerful tool, and it changes our habits. So talking about restructuring and reframing, it's called neuroplasticity, the ability of our brain to change, to rewire, and to build those new connections. And yeah, science says it's repetition. Stanford, for example, points out it's more emotions. And in my opinion, meditation covers at least both aspects, goes far beyond what we understand yet with our logical mind or science or in energy. And it's the most powerful tool for reframing, restructuring. We can do it targeted with meditation, different that have different purposes and goals, with the support of journaling or mantra, which is a repetition in itself already, or different tools. And there you are. You can target it consciously, or you can just meditate, and you will observe that this reframing and restructuring, even of your life, all areas of life, will, number one, change. Number two, for the better, really, in sometimes miraculous ways, beautiful ways.
Yeah, neuroplasticity, I think, is a really important concept for people to know and understand. And one of the benefits of meditation is that it does rewire your brain. You're using different parts of your brain repetitively, and that's building ever stronger connections. And it's building stronger connections to a peaceful mind. This is totally achievable, in my opinion. And I would wish it. I would wish it for more people.
Exactly. And thank you for the sentence. This is totally achievable. Let me continue here, because I 1000% and beyond agree with you that peace of mind is achievable. When I said at the beginning, and I love to say that sometimes as I say what flows through, like you don't necessarily, you have to be like the first meditation or second meditation if you're a beginner and you don't feel that silence, and then your mind goes like, well, nah, okay, maybe meditation is not for me if I don't hit that peace of mind, that silence point. I mentioned that at the beginning, that's right. So all I wanted to say is please keep it up. And now coming to it's totally possible, and it's 100% true. It's not only it's possible, it does happen. It does happen with every meditation. The only difference is our awareness, the way that we observe it, the way that we feel it. Like one time we have that monkey voice talking more negatively with us, and the next time we will feel more of that peace, more of that calm. And that's essential. That peace of mind, that feeling of peace is really essential, especially
I
these days.
think No, I think it is too. It's one of the things I could not live without.
Yeah,
Um, and I think one of the things that's interesting about meditation is sometimes you calm yourself so much that it actually can allow some real emotion to come up. And it's an opportunity to explore that emotion because all the blocks we face are energetic and emotionally based. Wouldn't you agree?
absolutely. It's all blocks. What I love to say, they are, yes, emotionally based. And I also love to say, just a different way of saying it. Like when we have an imbalance in our system, you can mostly track it back to some subconscious stuff, or something in your on a soul level that is in imbalance. And yes, all that starts with blockages emotionally or subconsciously. And that's the tricky point when we are talking about subconscious stuff. Like I heard these days, I don't know the source right now, I'm sorry, but I heard these days like 90% of what we are doing, how we are acting, what we are saying is subconsciously driven. Now, the unfair point is the subconscious stuff is subconscious. It's invisible. And the emotions, they link to it. It's not visible, but we certainly feel it. Now, how do you change that? Or if we are taking that fight mode, like the opposite of being peaceful, let's take I'm angry, I'm in a fight mode, I'm not balanced at all. If we are forcing to change that, we are only going to add more to what we don't want. We will just become more angry, and we're going like, why can't I be just peaceful? It just doesn't work like that. But when we take meditation, tap into that and start breathing through it, that will allow us to change our conditions. And what I'm trying to say is meditation does the job for us. It's that powerful. To me, it's really key to everything and solution.
I think it opens a door to living more from your heart. What does that mean, living from your heart?
Living from our heart. If I answer totally honestly, to me, it means everything. And now in general, living from our heart is something I think that our society, and especially if I consider like the working world and our mentality, that we can and we probably need to remind ourselves, how does this living from our heart, how does this work? What is it? How does it feel like? Honestly, I get that a lot. And how can I implement it more and more into my life? And when you ask what does it mean to me, it is when we are being logical is very important and essential. But to me, it's not the highest energy. The highest energy and source is our heart, and trying to listen to what our heart tries to tell us or wants in life, like those dreams that we have. Let's take that as an example. We all have dreams, or we had dreams as a child, and we grew up. Society taught us how we not only can live, but have to live by our logical mind, have to live, but by our ratio, because we need to work, we need to function, we need to do this, we need to adapt to that. And we silenced the voice of our heart. And with it comes, for example, we silence the voice of our dreams. And that's a part of us. And before you mentioned, we have our emotions. And I mentioned, I added to, which is just another way of saying it. We have our subconscious mind. And as much as we try to silence all that, it is present. And then there's a gap between what we want in our heart and what we are living. And the bigger this gap becomes, the more unhappy we are. And unfortunately, we are quite an unhappy society still. And I would love to contribute to change that, so that we can tune more into our hearts and meaning. Just to put it in simple words, let's live more of our dreams, at least the small dreams. Start with a small dream, then the bigger dream, then the next dream.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to change your job necessarily or leave your job. I think there are a lot of ways in daily living you can be more heartfelt.
Exactly, yes. Please, yes. Thank you for the reminder. That was just my path. That doesn't mean, that you need to quit your job, but please don't silence the voice or your feeling when you go like, oh, I would love to do this or do that. And then when there's that other voice that goes like, but you're not allowed to, but because of this and that, that's where you need to be, where I invite you to just observe what is happening and allow yourself more. Just go in your mind, go like consciously, okay, breathe in, out, and go like, okay, stop. Okay, I caught that thought again. Why am I having a dream and I'm immediately pulling it down? Just breathe in and out and just let it be for a moment and allow yourself to just perceive it. And maybe the next time that thought or that wish appears, maybe you're able to allow yourself more. And that's the point where I come in with meditation, even for myself, to expand my own limitations, because we all have them.
You bring up breathing, and I think that's a really powerful technique we often overlook. The breath can be so important in terms of just calming our entire system.
100%, like breathing or pranayam. There are pranayam breathing techniques So powerful. And if you take the word like pranayama, it's life, it's our life, it's our life force, it's our given breath. And there's exercises, meditation exercises as simple as, like, you can start with 1 minute up to 3 minutes. And I love those because you can do them everywhere. Like, I did those in the meetings, on the plane, in the train, next to my boss, everywhere. It's so simple. And it can already boost and change and comfort, relax your nervous system to get you into that peace of mind that we were talking about. If you want, I can share a very quick one shortly.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes, it's very easy. It's really powerful. It's I invite you to start with 1 minute and set the timer once you feel, oh, I like that. That's easy. That's comforting. And then you can add up to 2 minutes and 3 minutes. Okay, just simply, yeah.
No. Go ahead. I love this gradual approach. I'll share something with you after you go through this.
Beautiful. I look forward to it. Well, when you do it, as I said, you can do it you can do it when you practice it. You can do it from everywhere. And at the beginning, just start. I invite you to do it just at home. Just roll your shoulders back slightly and hold your head straight. Close your eyes and just consciously start breathing, just very simple and easy. In your nose and out your nose, and you feel how the breath flows through your nose and out your nose. Your feet, you're either in easy pose, connected with the ground, or you're sitting on the chair, your feet on the ground, you're grounded. As you keep breathing, just simply in your rhythm, in and out your nose. And now you just simply follow my words. You breathe in 4 strokes through the nose. And 1 exhale, long exhale through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through your mouth. In your nose. Out your mouth. In your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out your mouth. One last time. Exhale through your mouth. Completely. And now inhale through your nose. And gently hold it for 1 or 2 seconds. And just with your eyes still closed, observe how you feel. And when you cannot hold the breath, gently exhale through the nose again. Inhale through the nose 1 more time. Exhale. And 1 last time. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Beautiful. Well done. Now you have a powerful tool that you can use.
And you feel so whole and relaxed afterwards.
Exactly. And if you practice it to reach that 3 minutes and and you manage to do it 3 minutes in general, like every day, you will really sense the difference. It really relaxes your nervous system immediately. It's very powerful.
That is a great way to start into meditation. I really like that. I want to talk about your book just a little bit. It's very poetic and elegant, and the image of the ocean comes up again and again. What does the ocean stand for you?
Thank you for your words first. I very much appreciate it. And the ocean to me means infinity, infinite opportunities, infinite eternity. It's really eternal. It's both. It is eternal, and it's like that one drop in the ocean that we all are, and we all add up to a whole at the same time. Just like the universe, it's just infinite. The word infinite comes up again and again, and at the same time, it is life itself. Like if we compare it with life, that's how the title came up, My Ocean of Life. It's like the ocean, we have ebb and flow, and really we flow through life, and we learn how to ride the waves of life. Yes, and the words that came with the book, yes, they were just flowing, and it's more, I call it philosophies and lyrics style, yes, poetry style.
My Ocean of Life, can we find it on Amazon?
Yes, exactly. You can find it on Amazon. That's where you can get it. I call it your meditative guide to transformation, inspiration, and your true self. It really is the words in there. I wrote it through deep states of meditation. It was just flowing, and somehow suddenly I found myself being creative, whilst I thought I'm not creative at all. I really thought I'm just logical. Now I have this book, which is really just absolutely the opposite of what my monkey mind voice, my logical mind told me one side, and the other side, it's proof for the endless possibilities and potential that we all can tap into when we meditate and learn to dive deeper. And
No, go ahead.
that just came up. And whatever your destiny, whatever you brought with you, it will reveal it to you. That's the words that came through. It will reveal it to you and support you in living more of it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share with your audience too.
That's beautiful. Where can people find you?
Best on either my website. It's should I name it, or?
Oh, please, yeah.
It's www.sultan, like the Sultan, Deniz, DENIZ, like zebra.com, or on Instagram, Sultan Deniz, DENIZ, like zebra, and then underscore. I just started on Instagram and will build up on it.
If you could leave people with just a bit of advice on starting a journey towards greater consciousness, what would you tell them?
What you mentioned before. Number one, always follow your heart. Number two, keep it up no matter what, and no matter your own blockages or monkey mind voice. And whatever you're going through, whatever bumps in the road, yes, if I'm allowed to use your beautiful wording, yeah, really keep it up. There's always hope. And please, please, if you feel some calling, dive into that meditation thing. It will more than lift you up. It will support you, uplift you, and it will change your life really for the better in miraculous and ways, small steps, bigger steps. Please keep going.
Thank you for listening. I hope you'll support this podcast by becoming a Bump 2 subscriber. Buy us a cup of coffee. It's your support that makes this podcast and website possible. I hope you found something in today's podcast that inspires you along your own life's path, because sometimes a bump in the road is actually a portal into a more conscious and meaningful life.